Hi, I'm Jarrod Fry, General Manager of MedinaTV, and I want to welcome you to this year's edition of Candidates Forum.
Hi, I'm Jaclyn Ringstmeier, Executive Director of the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce, and we are once again pleased to partner with MedinaTV to bring you this voter education series.
The views expressed by the candidates in these forums are not those of MedinaTV or the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce.
All candidates in contested races were invited to participate. These interviews are meant to be informational without endorsement from MedinaTV or the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce. Please enjoy this year's Candidates Forum.
Joining us now in studio is Amy Smoyer, one of the candidates for the Medina City School Board of Education. Amy, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you. For the viewers at home and our voters, why don't you just take a few minutes and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Amy Smoyer, and I have been in Medina for 18 years, and I have two children. Well, I'm married, of course, to Ralph, and I have two children. They are a junior and a freshman here at the Medina High School, and otherwise I have been involved with the schools since my first daughter was a kindergartner. I've been doing the PTO. This past 4 years, I have been the Claggett PTO president, so I have a lot of board experience in that respect, but also experience within the schools. I've also subbed in the schools as well, and on the other side, I sell Pampered Chef, and I've been doing that for 18 years as well. So love it. I'm a director with that, and it's a good way for me to be able to be with my kids and also make a little income for myself as well. But I really enjoy the kids. I enjoy being in the schools. This past year has been very frustrating because I have to look from the outside. But still helping out. Like this weekend, I'm going to be riding the bus to a band competition, so fun times. But always a volunteer. I have a hard time saying no.
Yeah, well, that's good. What would you say the best way to describe the role of a school board member?
Best way to describe it? The school board member is there to basically create policy for these schools. They're not there to, hire people other than the superintendent and the treasurer. So they're there to also bring in the community's ideas and, of course, their frustrations as well, and bring that to light. And essentially, we're there to, do what is needed for the kids, and that's my main goal, is to be there for the kids, advocate for them, and of course for the teachers too, because the teachers are what holds us all together.
And you might have just answered this, but I'll still ask it anyways. What then was your draw to run for school board?
I had several people saying, okay, you're done with PTO. There's no PTO in the high school. And what are you going to do now? And I sat there and went, I don't sit still very long. And I love to help out. And someone mentioned about becoming a school board member, and that's just down my alley. I really enjoy doing that. And I've been going to all the school board meetings, and it's been, I'm sitting there going, yep, I can do this. This is what I enjoy. This is what I like to do. I have the I have the leadership aspect of it, and I just finished last year. I did the Leadership Medina County's lead class, so I have the experience with that as well.
What would you see is, if elected, what would you like to see accomplished, the school board get accomplished during your term?
Well, I think the school board has done a fantastic job in the last 5 years with the 5-year plan that Superintendent Sable's brought on. Honestly, there is not a lot that needs to be changed. I would like to see more of the science fair type things going, not science fair, but I'm sorry, the Science Olympiad. That is something that my kids really enjoyed, and we noticed comparatively at the Science Olympiad events that some of the, not neighboring schools, but like Solon and Mentor and Kenston schools, they had, you know, teachers who were the people doing the Science Olympiad. At our school, we only had the parents that were doing that. And you could tell, you know, Solon was right up there on top and always has been. And that's something that I kind of want to get a little bit more in. But honestly, Medina schools are quite high. Of course, we can always be higher. We can always accomplish more. So.
Now, you talked about the curriculum. Well, thanks to a pandemic that kind of has been thrust upon us over the last year and a half, things have kind of gotten turned upside down a little bit in regards to that. The attention not so much on curriculum, but what is kind of your stance now with everything that's going on, whether it be the masking, unmasking, in-school teaching versus remote? Kind of how do you stand on those issues?
Always a tough question, right? Well, basically, my stance is with the masking and so forth is I want parent choice. So I feel that the parents need to have a choice that will make pretty much everybody happy. Not that I'm always going for everybody has to be happy, but it is a nice happy medium. But otherwise, I do not want us to go back to remote. It did not fare well. Although granted, I have a child that loved it because she's not a people person. However, she is excelling here at the high school now this year. So remote did not help a lot of people and a lot of the kids, and it didn't help the parents at all either. So I know and I can tell why Mr. Sable is trying to keep everybody here in school. It's for the best for the kids, it's for the best for the parents and the community.
Now, you referenced not making everyone happy all the time. And being a school board member and representing the voters and the community, you are going to have people with differing opinions of maybe what you would like to see accomplished. How do you handle situations like that where you might have areas of conflict with people with other opinions?
Well, that's something that I've dealt with quite a bit in the past as well. Not as much with PTO, but in other cases, you listen to the other side of that, and you sit there and I like to just, you know, parse it out, see, you know, what are your opinions, what are your, you know, facts that you have, and kind of, you know, see both sides of things, because there is going to be, well, especially right now, two different sides of things, but there can be a happy medium. I've been wrong before and I admitted it, and you know, sometimes I do change my mind. It's crazy like that, but you know, you have to be able to kind of step back a little bit and look at all the facts.
And now, hopefully getting back to the curriculum side of things, yes, with the pandemic being off to the side now that we answered that, one of the issues that schools always face is school funding and trying to find the appropriate way to fund schools and handle things such as bond issues or levies. Kind of what are your thoughts on kind of those topics?
Those are tough. Well, with the school board, that is something that the school board does have a significant part of. In regards to school funds, there's always funds out there. The state has taken away some of our funds, and now they've given it back a little bit with the COVID funds. So, you know, they're trying to parse it out and put things in different places. I know with the factor of the redistricting that we are looking at doing in the near future, there's very much so a levy going to be on the ballot. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. And I know, having been at Claggett as the PTO president, I saw a lot there, and I know that they are talking about possibly knocking it down, making a new one. I mean, there's a lot of different things that are going on that have to. We always have to make things better. And yes, there is a very good chance of a levy being on the ballot, and schools are very important to the community. And it really it will make a difference. So yes, I know a lot of times levies do not pass. They're always asking for money, it always seems, but it really does do good for the kids.
And now you mentioned, and segued nicely for me, you talked about redistricting. That's another big issue when you can actually focus on issues of the school district. Your thoughts on the redistricting plan?
I really like Mr. Sable's plan. In regards to redistricting, we're busting out at the seams in a couple of the elementaries, and then some of the other elementaries we have very few kids. So yes, we do need to redistrict. It's been a while since we've done that, and the population in Medina has, especially in the outer limits of Medina, has really grown, and that has made a difference. So yes, redistricting has to happen. One of the plans that I'm very interested in and very intrigued with is the factor that he would like to have Root as the 5th and 6th grade, and then Claggett as the 7th and 8th grade. I personally really like that because I saw at having been at Claggett, that there's the Claggett Root thing, and it goes to the high school too. If they're younger and they all get together, that will be a much better cohesion, I guess would be the best word for it. So they would all get along. Not always, but they're kids.
Now, as you look at the school board itself, do you feel that there necessarily has to be a unanimous decision at all times with the school board, or do you feel it's okay once in a while that there might be differing opinions? Kind of, what's your stance on the message the school board should send out as they vote and look at issues?
Well, everybody has an opinion, and everybody has hopefully pulled in the opinions of the constituents. Not everybody's going to agree, and that's actually a good thing. If everybody is going to agree, and especially if they were all to say whatever Mr. Sable says goes, or that's not always there. That's what the school board is for. Is the school board is to, kind of be an overriding amount of people. I'm losing my word there, but they're supposed to be there to make sure that everything runs smoothly, and not everybody agrees, but I do like that aspect too, because as I'm looking at all the candidates that are coming in, not everybody's going to think like me, and that's okay, because you do need other sides of the opinion. Sometimes you need to have someone who has differing opinions than you do, and that's sometimes they can bring to light things that you never thought of.
Mm-hmm. And we're speaking with Amy Smoyer, one of the 6 candidates vying for 3 seats for the Medina City School Board of Education. And speaking of that, since there are 6 candidates, what do you think separates you? What are some traits or qualities that might separate you from those other 5 candidates?
Well, the number one trait, is the factor I have leadership experience. But the best thing in my mind is that I have kids here in the school. And whatever that school board does, that will affect my personal children. So that to me is a big difference compared to a few of the other candidates. But I know the schools, I know a lot of the people in the community, and I also am very much an involved volunteer. So I have the time and ability to do these things because, of course, there is a lot of different, what am I thinking of? The different areas that they need to have you go at as a school board member. Mm-hmm. Getting all flustered.
No, you're fine. Again, we're speaking with Amy Smoyer. And Amy, I appreciate you taking all of my questions and answering them, but I want to give you the opportunity in case there's a question I may have missed or something you want to tell the voters. I want to turn the microphone over to you and let you talk directly to the voters.
Well, I don't have any more questions for you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this for me. Other than that, November 2nd, or actually starting October 5th, you can go to the Board of Board of Elections to vote. And of course, November 2nd is the voting day. I would love to be considered one of your candidates for the Board of Education. I will say it correctly. And definitely I bring leadership for the kids and the community, and I have the experience, and I have really enjoyed doing this so far, and I hope to show you that I can be a great person in this community for you.
Again, that's Amy Smoyer, one of the candidates for Medina City School Board of Education. And Amy, I want to thank you for entering your name into the political ring. It's always a difficult thing for people to do, so I want to commend you on doing that, and I want to wish you the best of luck this November.
Thank you. I appreciate that.